Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Rose here. Today I'm reacting to a live stream that Foodie did 2 days ago called Not What You Are Expecting. So I have been ill and I have not been able to react the last couple of days. So today is all about playing catch up to all the stuff that I've been missing reacting on. So this is the live stream that Foodie did, and she's going to give us various thoughts about her past content, her past actions, and I want to sit in and give my point of view. So let me just go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see and hear everything. So there's Chantal. There she is. So let's get to, shall we?
Hi, Rochelle. Thank you, Sadie. Okay. Am I going home soon? Not really. I expected all these comments, ISIS, everything. All right. Hi, Faith. Let me explain. So I'm doing a different kind of reaction. I'm reacting to myself. Actually, I was going to react to somebody. There was a woman I was going to react to. I don't know her. I shouldn't give her attention, and I shouldn't give any negativity attention. I was I'm going to talk a bit about my spiritual journey. I'm going to talk about I was going to react to a woman or the people who were saying to me basically, "Hi guys." Anyone else unsubbing afterwards? I hope some of you stay. All right. I was going to react to a woman basically who doesn't know me and basically just asserted so comfortably the fact that, and this was on Yo Mama's stream, that I have not made any changes. So
You really haven't, though.
people think I'm still the same old me. Okay.
You are, though.
So she likes to hide. Part of that is true, yes. So I'll get to that. After this, I might do some open chats, but I'm going to be keeping it members because it's not fair to my members. And I really like to have those intimate chats. I am on a spiritual journey of change. And I've decided, I did experiment with the niqab. I've decided to take that leap and become full-time, wear niqab full-time. So I thought I would tell you a bit about those changes, like where this came from. I can answer your questions after I talk. Flop era. Trisha Paytas. Well, here's the thing, guys. Of course, it's going to seem insincere. I wasn't raised traditional Muslim. I'm, Canadian, and I started as a pretty much like at one point I was like atheist. I didn't believe in God. So I just didn't care about myself. I didn't care about anything other than feeding my addictions. So, which I still struggle with, just that mindset and everything. And then you guys know I was going through absolute just hell, just living hell. Like my life was hell on earth.
You know, you said your life was hell on earth, but nobody was making it hell on earth but you, by the choices you were making and the people you were choosing to hang out with when you didn't have to. It wasn't like you were in a position, Chantal, where you were forced to go through any kind of hell. You literally chose the hell that you were in. If you were going through any kind of suffering or pain, you could have stopped that at any time just by making good choices. But you never did. You never did.
And then I went to Cuba, and it was still hell.
Because you put yourself through that, you could have gone to Cuba, taken a breather, been in Cuba, enjoyed yourself, removed your mind from anything that was still back in Canada. You brought the drama to Cuba with you. That was part of your luggage that you just couldn't leave at home. You brought it with you. That was supposed to be your vacation, but you weren't there to relax. You spent more time raging and losing your mind versus giving your mind a break, giving your body a break.
But in Cuba, what helped me cope with all of those like raw emotions, and I know people like to blame me for like to villainize me for my Cuba rage. And you know what? At the time, I was a villain. I absolutely was. I know. Just a few months ago, I said religious people freak me out. I know. And I think when you find God is in the time of your life when you least expect to, honestly. So your comments are making me laugh. Um, so I have been going through a lot of internal changes, actually. And I would say it slowly started finding God in Cuba.
You weren't, listen. What do you mean you were finding God in Cuba? You went to Cuba, you were drinking, you were completely out of control. You gave some strange guy a laptop. You weren't looking for peace. Honestly, I think your whole trip to Cuba, that might have been influenced by a movie called Eat, Pray, Love. And I actually watched the movie, a very, very good movie. Very good. Recommended to anybody. You're kind of taking inspiration away from that. But whereas the character in the movie, she is looking for herself to heal after her life being what it was. You went to Cuba and you acted the fool. So what do you mean you found God in Cuba? I don't understand that.
It helped me deal with a lot of that. So with my Cuba rage,
Even when you went to Cuba and you came home, you still acted badly. So I don't see how you can say you found God or spirituality then.
I was drinking too much alcohol. I was allowing um, someone to abuse me and treat my body like trash. And um, so I have to take accountability for that, you know, and I am really sorry.
Okay, good comment. That Amber chick says, are you saying it wasn't held by your own actions though? I mean, I respect changing, but to change, you have to be honest with yourself. Trust me, that is tough, but worth it. Absolutely true. Part of growing up, part of maturing, part of enlightenment is accountability and self awareness and saying to yourself, it's my fault. I can't blame anybody else but me. I put myself through that. I did those things. I said those things. You still don't take accountability, Chantal. So that points in the direction of you having zero self awareness because you're always wanting to point the finger at everybody else.
For anyone I hurt during that time of my life. Um, I know that doesn't begin to do anything, but that was what started it. Ramadan is March 22nd, and I hope to be here for that.
No, you don't.
I have to go home first, but um, that's neither here nor there. Um, Now, here's the thing. This is new for me. When I say I was in between religions, I was raised Catholic. I was baptized. I was I did my communion. I still have a picture of my crimped hair and my little white dress from Sears or J.C. Penney. and I had those gloves, my communion white lacy gloves. Hi, Ganja Granny. Thank you, Maddie Hexy. Will I be getting a minivan?
Okay, so Minnie says, girl, you know you ain't coming back to Kuwait, LMAO. I don't know if that's true, but I think the big question is, will she be able to leave? Will she be able to leave Kuwait and leave Salah behind? Because she is an insecure, jealous female. That the only way she'll trust you if you're a guy that she's interested in is if she's sitting next to you, then she knows exactly where you are. If you're out of the room, if you're in the next room, she doesn't know what you're up to. She gets insecure. She's blowing up your phone. Who are you talking to? Where are you going? Are you talking to any women? That's Foodie. That is Foodie. That's so Foodie. I don't think she'll be able to leave Salah. You want my honest opinion? I don't think she's going to be able to leave him because this is not a case where he lives in the same country as she does and she can get in her car and go to his house anytime. He's thousands of miles away from Canada. So she won't know what he's up to, who he's talking to. That's going to drive her mad.
Yeah, Monica. So here's the thing. Oh, really, do? I so Allah would not want me to wear a niqab or it just rage at people, you know.
But you did. This video you did was, it's 2 days back. Since this video, since this live stream, you reacted to FFG and you were raging and you were swearing. And you're over there wearing the abaya and the niqab, acting this way, talking this way. Shame on you.
It's something I still struggle with, my anger, letting other people affect my energy. And when I got dressed and I was gonna go live, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not going, hi Breezeth. Yeah, no, I don't, you don't need to cover your face. Here's the reason I'm doing it. Like, so technically, there are a lot of women who choose. So the Quran says to, Allah's request is to dress modestly. But it doesn't say anything about the niqab. But dressing modestly is really up to the woman, what she wants to do. Zoe, yeah, I was absolutely 100% honest with you guys about what the drugs I did back then. I told you my whole journey. I was truthful about that. I will.
No, you weren't. When people called you out for doing the cocoa, you swore you weren't doing it. But then later on, you did a live stream that you then deleted where you confessed to having a $3,000 habit. You lied about it.
Stick by that. Hi, sweet vintage. So I have nothing to hide. I went live and admitted to you guys when I was addicted, right, to snow or the bad stuff. Hi, babe.
Yeah, and then later on, you tried to say, "Oh, I'm in recovery. I'm not doing that anymore." When we saw you on camera, hyped up and wired, so you were still obviously doing it. And if you guys want my opinion about why she was doing it, because Chantal has a very severe, out of control ED. And if you think all the way back, she talked about weight loss surgery. Did she not? She did. She wanted weight loss surgery because Chantal is always looking for a shortcut to weight loss that doesn't involve work and effort and exercise like she should be doing. Always looking for a doggone shortcut. So she thought weight loss surgery, that's a shortcut. No, it's not. Weight loss surgery it's a big deal. There's a lot of steps you got to go through just to prepare for the surgery, just to get on the table and make it off safely. She couldn't do all those steps. She knew that. And no doctor who's worth their weight in salt is going to give that kind of surgery to somebody who has an ED because they've still got their problem with food that is unchecked. So if she got the surgery, she still have that urge to binge. She would get the surgery, her stomach is really, really small. And if you eat too much after a surgery like that, you're going to rupture your stomach or make yourself vomit over and over and over again. So she couldn't get the weight loss surgery. What was the next step? The Ozempic. Maybe she heard the Ozempic, you lose weight. Here's the thing. Even on the Ozempic, you're not going to lose that much weight. And she has a tremendous amount of weight she needs to lose. And if you're on the Ozempic, you can only lose that weight through what? Proper diet and exercise. Two of the things that Chantal avoids like the plague. So she got on the Ozempic. She didn't like the way it made her feel. So what was the next step after that? The cocoa. Because the cocoa, it gives you energy to live stream all day long. It makes you feel alert. But also, if you're someone you have an ED, it kind of short circuits those thoughts about food. You don't feel hungry. Chantal has said she's always thinking about food, always wanting to eat. So for someone with a powerful, out of control ED, she needs something that's equally powerful to short circuit those thoughts. So she got on the cocoa and she lost weight. We could see it. We could see more of her ears. We could see more of her cheekbones. Problem was, she would do the cocoa. She'd be wired all day and all night. Then when she would want to go to bed, she would do the edibles, which would then trigger the binge eating. So she would go all day, all night without eating. And then when she wanted to go to bed, do the edibles, do too much, that would cause her to binge. So her plan of using the cocoa to lose weight, she was kind of counteracting that by doing the edibles, which would stimulate her hunger powerfully. But that's why you were doing the cocoa, Chantal. It gave you energy and it kept you away from the food for a while. It wasn't 100% successful, but you did lose some weight. You did. Then you gained it all back and then some.
Hey. No, you don't have to. It's a choice. Now, for me, I don't want to share my face with anyone. I want to hide my face. For me, my face and my smile are one of the most special things about me. And I feel like I just want to share it with my husband and my family. So, Bay, my mom, my sister, people who are close to me. Um,
You never cared about your family.
are pet skunks legal to own in Kuwait? I don't know. So yeah. I know you guys don't understand because you come from a very different like if I was reacting to myself, if I was myself like even just a month, 2 months ago, or like 3 months ago, I should say, reacting to myself now, thanks so I would
So let me get this straight, Chantal. You went from being someone that you did food content on your channel. Now you're trying to branch out and do so many different things at the same time. You want to be a reaction channel, but yet you suck at it. You know you suck at it. You said it. I'm no good at this. So why continue to do it? You're also trying to do the food vlogs, but you don't know how to describe food properly. With a food vlog, the focus is on the food, not how much you can put in your mouth. Travel vlogs, you're showing people interesting things. You've been in Kuwait. We haven't really seen much of anything that's interesting. So you're trying to branch out. You're not really learning ahead of time how to do things properly with the direction you want to take. I am all for you doing other kinds of content on your channel where you're not stuffing your face full of food. You got an ED, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. You shouldn't be associating your ED with this is how I make money. I'm going to pull that in and make money off of it. But if you're going to go in a different direction, you should learn how to do that properly.
would be like, what is this person on? So I get it. Um, yeah, so I'm not mocking religion. I've been struggling when I was saying in between religions because, like I said, I was confirmed Catholic. And then I went into like an atheist phase of my life where I just didn't believe in God. Um, Rosie O'Kelly. I don't know the drama, but I've sure enjoyed the videos on Kuwait. After living in China 5 years, I know it has challenges. Stay safe. Oh my gosh, Rosie! Rosie O'Kelly, you guys, is an amazing vlogger. So yes, check out Rosie. I've watched her videos for so long, and she does a lot of awesome content. So I love your chooching. Thank you, Rosie. Yeah, I forgot you lived in China. I would love to hear some stories about that, more of them. Flop era. Thanks for the sewer chat. Thanks, Fernanda.
And I just want to bring up something that I heard on another channel, No Madness Life. During one of her live streams, she said that if Chantal wants to go in a different direction, the thing that would make the most sense is for her to go back to her old content and delete it all and start over. But Chantal will never do that because she's still making money off those videos. That's exactly why she's not gotten rid of them. She wants to go in a different direction. She wants to turn over a new leaf, but yet she's got all this stuff from the past still on her channel. Doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. It just seems like the direction is not about turning over a new leaf and recreating her image. It's about still profiting off the past while creating this new image. And they're both completely different.
Okay, why do I morph with whoever I'm with? Okay, so here's the deal with that.
Well,
Luann.
I can answer that. I can answer that because she has no true identity of her own. She doesn't know who she is. She has no true sense of self and identity. That's why she's constantly borrowing off of other people, especially men. She's never bothered to find out who she really is and stand with it. It's all about whatever this guy likes, I like. Whoever he is, I am. He doesn't like animals, suddenly I don't like animals. Y'all noticed that when she was with Natter, Natter really wasn't friendly when it came to her cats. So she would neglect her cats. But when she got around Roman, Roman was more animal friendly. Suddenly, oh, I'm friendly with animals. Look at this, the parrot. Oh, isn't he cute? Yeah, switching herself around to be more acceptable to whatever male she was with. No true sense of self.
Deleting all your old videos with your face showing. No, not necessarily. Because, okay, ready, set, rebeat. Here's the thing. I'm not um, ashamed of my past. Like, I'm ashamed of some things I've done, but not to the degree where I'm gonna hate myself and beat myself up over it. Because I came from a very different environment, right? Um, so I think there's a little more leniency when with converts because it's a learning process. There's so much to learn. Hi, Julie. um, no, I didn't abandon my cats. I'm going home to them. Can I still go dumpster diving? Uh,
And I still stand by the thought that if you want to go globe trotting with Natter, I'm sorry, not Natter, Sala, you plan on doing things with Sala that requires traveling. The kindest thing you could do is give the cats to somebody to take care of permanently. I don't see the sense in owning animals that you're barely going to see them. I don't understand that. If you're going to be away from home for a month, 2 months at a time, what is the point of having them when they're at home suffering because they miss you, they miss the companionship, and they're not getting it?
I'm calling 911. I am in the process, yeah, of converting. Well, yes, yes. So it's Chantal's where we are, Dark Queen. Um, do I support LGBT? Yeah, I still support everybody.
Okay, Faith says, come on, y'all know she loves her cats. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She doesn't take care of them. She does not take care of them. She's a horrible cat mama, horrible pet owner. She only used those cats to get attention. Now the cats have been pushed basically into the shadows. Now she's using men to get the attention.
I think that everybody, I believe in like love for everybody. If you if you don't agree with the way someone lives their life, they still have the freedom to live it, and they still have the right to freedom, and they still have a right to love and peace, no matter who you are, you know? She's gonna just because I'm where she's gonna be against gay. We respect everybody. Exactly. Not everyone thinks the same, you know? I'm gonna wear this in Canada. If you want to cover your entire body, it's your personal choice. You're in my thoughts, Beezer. Thanks, Missy Moo. I appreciate it. um, Another thing your mama said that really I wanted to react to. I didn't want to do a mean reaction. I don't think I was even that mean to FFG in my reaction, but compared to her. But the one thing I struggle with is being nice to people, or at least not being mean back. That's one thing that's going to be such a challenge for me. Um, um, Sal is helping me with this actually, but it's not his choice.
Imagine that, somebody saying, I struggle with being nice to people. How is that hard?
He doesn't require me to wear niqab, so it's my choice. I want to hide my face. I want to hide most of my features from the general public. I feel better, um, not more secure, because I've always been a secure, confident person. I mean,
No, you haven't.
you guys saw my old streams. I would literally turn on the camera no matter what state I was in. Thanks, Suami.
That's because you just didn't give an F back then, but it had nothing to do with your confidence. You were purposely exploiting how you looked, no matter how dirty, unbathed, disgusting. You did it for the views. It had nothing to do with confidence. You've never been confident about yourself. So are you trying to tell me, Chantal, that all those times that you want to take a walk, you would purposely drive to a park out of your way, waiting until the place was completely deserted to walk around just for a few minutes? And if somebody walked past or parked next to you, you would give them a dirty look. Like, how dare you get that close to me? You wouldn't get out of the car if anybody was close by. When you would go to stores, you would run past mirrors. That doesn't really strike me as someone who's confident about themselves. If anything, it points in the opposite direction. Like, you're ashamed of yourself. You're not confident. And if you're so confident, why do you still to this day use a bazillion filters? And although I could be wrong, I think you putting on the niqab, it's not for cultural reasons or religious reasons. It has to do with the fact that you are gaining a lot of weight and those filters just can't keep up. That's just my opinion, okay? I think those filters can't keep up with the weight gain, and you know this, so you're putting on the niqab just to kind of disguise that.
Yes, Mistress of Darkness. So there are a lot of women here who do wear the niqab, but there's a lot of women who don't. A lot of women who don't. And you know what? It's a choice. Like I said, I'm not doing this.
And you know what? That's something that just came to mind. A lot of people, when Chantal had her face uncovered, because she uses the filters, there are apps and programs where you can take a person's image and take the filters off. It will kind of show more of what's really going on. And the difference between the filtered Chantal and the unfiltered Chantal was shocking. Like how big her face really is and how it really looks in the skin texture. And those pictures and stuff were all over Twitter. Maybe she saw that and didn't like what she saw.
Out of influence for anyone. And this is how I drink coffee with the niqab, by the way, in case you're wondering.
There we go. Grace says you go from exposing your genitals to hiding everything. Yep. Although I will say I am grateful. I am so grateful and thankful. We don't have to see Chantal's genitals anymore. No more flashing. So thank you for putting a stop to that, Chantal. Thank you very much. Because I don't want to see your private parts, ma'am.
I told Salah, I said, you know what? I want to hide my face. Thanks, Holly. Zoe, yeah. You go from exposing your to hiding everything, Grace. I know. I know. I know. The CPAP, I don't have to wear this when I'm in the house. Um, when I'm with Salah, I can wear whatever I want. I have a whole tray of makeup that only he'll get to enjoy, and I'm fine with that, you know? So I have my reasons. Um, I came here. So yeah, your mama said like you're basically in the response to that, like, and I agree with that. Nobody forced me to come here. Nobody forced me to come here to change. So no, I'm not changing for anybody. Um, Actually, Lime Jello, in the Quran, men are asked to dress modestly, and they do have covers, and they have the dish dasha, they have the hat. But some men do, some just like some women choose not to. You know, take time to think about your life. Oh, I have. This is the thing. Just because I look, I know it's hard because I'm not online sharing my thoughts with you guys, my intimate personal thoughts anymore. I share them with myself, um, and my family and Salah. Like Salah is like my best friend right now. Like I honestly like he's if there's soulmates, he's definitely my soulmate. I don't know if you guys believe in that.
Oh, Lord. Here we go with the soulmate talk. Didn't you say that about Natter? You said that exact same thing about Natter. You said the exact same thing about Natter. And calling Solly your best friend, you haven't known him that long. You don't know that much about him. How can he be your best friend? And by the way, Chantal, little something about friendship. You don't have to pay for friendship, for true friendship. And clearly you are paying. If you have to pay someone to be your friend, they are not your friend. Friendship is free. It's a wonderful privilege, it's a wonderful gift. It's priceless in value. You can't buy it.
That I do. I think we're soulmates, like on a level I can't explain. He's helping me become a better person.
That's because you're trying to use him as a form of control. You know how out of control you are, you know how feral you are. So you're leaning strongly upon him to put a handle on things. That's too much. It shouldn't be his responsibility to reel you in, for you to control yourself. If you're trying to use someone else to be your self control, that's too much weight for the other person. Number one, they'll never get to live, they'll never have a life of their own. Too much weight to handle. Number two, if that person ever goes away or they're out of view, you're going to go right back to the way you were. That's why you have to have self-control for yourself. You have to learn it. You've got to have different coping mechanisms, different tools. You have to learn that. You have to implement that. You can't just have somebody around acting as a babysitter acting as a warden to keep you under control.
On like I don't know, I have a bad vocabulary. Doing mukbang in that thing. So it's not it's I know it's hard for some people to understand, especially if you're not living it. Um so yeah, what else was I gonna say? He's my only friend. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I was already beginning to change. Like when I found God in Cuba, I started.
So Salah's your only friend. What about Pete's? Someone you've known for 17 years that has stood by you and put up with all your crap. He's not your friend anymore, even though you've known him for 17 years.
Thinking more spiritually and realizing like what am I doing with my life, you know.
I love this comment. Catherine Thomas says converting is not a substitute for therapy. Yes, agreed. Therapy is what you need. And agreed with that also. She needs therapy, not using somebody there to control her so she doesn't have to go to therapy. She still needs it.
You know, like I want to travel, I want to live life. I never wanted to be married. I didn't think that would happen. But you guys know, like actually I really did want to find like I don't know. At one point I wanted to find my soulmate, and then at one point I was done with it, and then I don't know. I guess like love finds you just when you least expect it. I don't know. Um yeah. So,
You know, Chantal, there's nothing wrong with wanting to find a companion in life. There's nothing wrong with saying, I would be happy in a relationship. But you're putting the cart before the horse. You're wanting a relationship at the same time. You're a mess. If you want any kind of relationship with somebody, you got to get your own mess straightened up first. You can't come to somebody and be a complete hot mess. What are you expecting that person to do? Wave a magic wand and make all your problems go away? That doesn't happen. You were a mess in Canada, you're a mess in Kuwait. And you're going to be a mess still when you go back to Canada. Running away from your problems does not make them go away. It's when you solve them that they get resolved.
you deserve happiness. Yeah, Holly. It's like when you're really happy, it's impossible to be triggered, you know?
But you've been triggered.
Or it's
Yes, you're not happy.
harder to be triggered because you feel in your heart that you're happy, you know? Um, thanks, guys. I'm not homesick for Canada, honestly. I don't feel like I'll belong there anymore. I've gotten accustomed to life here. I mean, I've developed some really good habits here, like keeping the home clean.
I don't think she wants to go back to Canada because she knows when she goes back there, she's going to lose control. She also doesn't want to go back to Canada because Sala won't be with her. That's why I think she's going to do everything she can to stay as long by Sala's side as possible. Because when she leaves, she has no idea what he's up to, who he's talking to. She can't deal with that. She just can't.
Walking. I still have cats. I do miss my cats, you guys, like
No, you don't.
a lot. Yes. Except for every time I was eating a nashi. Well, I do miss my cats.
No, you don't.
You're not the Chantal who left. Yeah, you're right. And that's kind of been hard for a little bit hard, but not really because, like I said, internally, I was already thinking of those changes. And it's like Islam just,
So Cricket Gardner says you should have brought your babies with you. I disagree. This is why. When it comes to BBJ, she's already in bad health. the trip she took to Kuwait wasn't a short one. It was, what, 14 hours? I just can't see BBJ surviving a trip that long. Like, she would be too stressed out. I mean, Chantal has talked about taking BBJ to the vet, and she was in extreme distress just with that trip. I don't think it would have been good for BBJ. Sam, not quite sure about him, but even if she could bring her cats, one thing I do know about traveling with a pet, if you find an airline that will let you travel with a pet, you can only bring one at a time. You can't bring both if you've got more than one. If you want to bring it on the flight with you, it has to be in a carrier, has to stay in the carrier the entire time. You can only bring one at a time. You can't bring multiple pets on the plane with you.
Like, for some reason, I couldn't fully connect to the Christian God. Like, I couldn't connect to my Christian God and Islam. Like, there's something about Islam that I find so, like, it just spoke to me, like, in my heart and my soul. I know that's hard for people who are not religious or atheist to understand, but there's just, I felt a calling from Allah, and honestly, and I don't even like I don't even know. Maybe even nobody can understand your own personal journey. Like, even Salah has his own personal journey, that, like, everyone has their own personal journey with God, and Jesus wasn't special enough.
So Inatizzy says, have you noticed how skinny your cats have gotten? I noticed it. Sam in particular, he was a big boy. He was a big old fluffy boy. And when I saw him recently, he's lost a lot of weight. So for whatever reason, her cats are losing weight. And any other pet parent, that would have been alarming, and been on the next plane and going home to see what's going on. Not Chantal. She's going to stay for yet another month.
No, it's nothing personal against Jesus. Alhamdulillah. Um, oh, bye, babe. See you. Um, so yeah, it's all the same. Everyone has their own beliefs. Okay, let me see. You're being accepted and honored for the Muslim you're becoming. Now, no, I'm not a perfect Muslim. I mean, like, come on, I'm not. What'd you call it? What's the word? Like, pious? No, that I don't know. I'm struggling. Like, when I said in between religions, it's because, like I said, it's hard. Like, I made a small connection with God in Cuba, and it was with my beliefs when as a Christian. No, I'd say that I was more.
I think the reason why she's between religions is because she's purposely straddling the fence. So if she commits to something and she says, I'm committed to this now, this is what's going on, then after that point, if she does something that would be considered haram or disrespectful, say towards the Muslim belief system or the culture, she's going to get called out for it big time. But if she's straddling the fence, you see, oh, I'm just between, I haven't committed yet, that removes her of the responsibility of doing something that might be considered haram.
More attracted to Salah, or like not attracted on like a physical level, but like a spiritual level, because of I already had those values starting. I never talked to you guys really because I was out of my mind half the time, and my audience didn't want to talk about that stuff. Like, you guys wanted to just bees, and I just wanted to bees. Who's the god or the barracuda? So hasn't been a month. I met Salah in like the beginning of October. So I don't care what religion you convert to, what you wear, what. I'm Catholic. You becoming Muslim doesn't bother me a bit. If it's meant to be, then it will be. Love you. Thanks, Piz. Bo Capone, anything I did before I met him is kind of irrelevant.
No, it ain't. So this is what you're trying to do. You did all that stuff. You said all that stuff. You did all those things, and you did them for the purpose of attention and views and money. And then once the money started to go down, you flew all the way to Kuwait to be with Salah, and you're going to just switch things around, and you're going to tell everybody, oh, it's irrelevant. That's not me anymore. Yes, it is. You did those things. You said those things willingly. Nobody forced you. So yeah, you're still going to be held accountable, whether you like it or not.
You know, like I did so many bad things, like whatever, like what did I do so terrible? I don't have a criminal record.
You want a list?
I never hurt anybody, like really hurt anybody. Excuse me. So yeah, I was bad to myself. Um, and I'm learning to be better to myself. You ran over a dog. No, I hit a bunny. Yeah, that wasn't on purpose. Yeah, all life you're learning, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the niqab until until I make the personal decision that I don't want to anymore for whatever reason. I ran away from my problems. Oh no, I didn't. You guys think my problems just like I ran away from them and they didn't follow me? No.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. You were in Canada. You made your life a complete mess. You owe $60,000 to $70,000 in back taxes. You were out of control with the drugs, with the food. Your house was trashed. You were running from all of it, all of it. You ran all the way to Kuwait to get away from it all. But you know what? You got to go back to it, Chantal.
Everything I've had to deal with is uh, being dealt with or has been dealt with. Do I miss wheelchairs? No. But the
Ooh, that took her a minute to answer that question.
addict in me sometimes does miss that feeling, that like, you know, but it's bad for my body. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to address these 99-cent people anymore.
Okay, there. I don't want to address all these 99-cent people anymore. You snobby bee. You're over there hurting for money so badly that you reacted to FFG not once but twice. And you created a separate tier trying to get more money in pocket. For the first time ever, you made a lower tier for people that did not want to pay the $5. You're like, oh, here's a separate tier to make it more affordable. But if you want to pay the $5, I would really appreciate it. Since when is Chantal concerned about anything being affordable to other people? She's not. She's absolutely not. You're hurting for money, Chantal, badly, badly, because you're in Kuwait and you can't rage like you usually rage. This time last year, you were raging and making money off of it. You can't do that where you are and who you're around. It's about money. It's all about money.
It's just not worth it. I was gonna come on here and like, you know, at least I tried to run away from my problems. Allah's giving you the key to your destiny, yeah. Holly doesn't bother me, honestly. Um, Nobody has to understand my journey. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good because we can't make sense of it. You flip-flop too much.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna wear a burqa. But you're never gonna please anyone. This is your shrimp cake. Thanks, Sassy. Are you still going to be used by next?
I also want to remind everyone of something that Chantal said. She said the reason why she was wearing the niqab and the abaya was she needs content. She said it outright. I need content. It's what this is about. Her needing content because even though she's a YouTuber and she's been on YouTube for 5 years and she could research anything and make that into content and find her own ideas and be original, she just borrows.
In DC to go after their enemies. What? No. No, it's not about that. We have common they made a lot of valid points about certain people, and I definitely agree with that, you know. So will I be celebrating Christmas? No. Um it's just going really fast. I'm not trying to ignore questions. Hi, Blacks. Sala knows everything about me. JTR, mashallah, foodie beauty. Only God knows what's in your heart. Just remember, Islam is about moderation, not extremes. I don't know what the end part means, but thank you. I don't have enemies. I never did anything to anyone. If you could name one thing I did to any of these people, I'll wait because I didn't do anything.
You've done plenty.
Alhamdulillah for everything. Yes. So yeah, maybe I did clickbait a little bit. So what? I'm still a YouTuber. But
oh, so you just admitted that you're basically being dishonest, that you're doing this for clickbait. So you're wearing the niqab and you're wearing the abaya, and you are confessing to just being a dishonest swindler. Got it.
have you read the Quran? No, not yet. I mean, guys, I've read some passages or some important quotes and things like that.
Comic Book says clickbait is haram. It's not so much about the clickbait, it's her being dishonest. I don't think she should be dishonest wearing that attire. You know what I'm saying? It's just disrespectful to the Muslim people and the Muslim culture. It's just wrong.
I follow a lot of Instagram. A lot of things just made sense. So, but I mean, just because I haven't read the whole Quran, like a lot of Muslims haven't, you know.
How do you know? How many of you talked to?
Like this is all new to me, but a lot of like the teachings, the ideals, the modesty, just like a lot of religions have a lot of things in common. So even Christianity too, they have a lot in common. Um, no, exactly. Your past is um irrelevant. Yeah. I mean, if you're like working to better yourself, like I'm trying to think of how to say it. How will you get mukbangs? I don't know if I'll be doing mukbangs, I guess, or I'll have to just eat like this. I don't think I'll lose my sense of humor, but my sense of humor's changed a bit, I guess. Because I'm also just like modest in my behavior a lot too. Do an interview. Because I still know a lot of principles about Islam, you know. Um,
Foodie, I don't know if you've read the Quran, but even if you have read a little bit, I don't think you've really let the teachings of the Quran sink in. Because you're not like the next streams you did after this one, you're using bad language. You're talking bad about FFG. You're being vicious while wearing the abaya, while wearing the niqab. I don't think that you've read it, or if you have, like you've selectively read it.
but I'm still learning a lot. You can't know a whole religion in like a day. But for me, it's not just about religion because Allah doesn't require I wear niqab. I'm wanting to wear niqab for myself. I want to hide my face, you know? Yeah. I don't even laugh the same way. Um, I think it's also a matter of me just like evolving and changing. Maybe it's not that I've changed so much that I guess maybe you guys didn't really know me, you know?
I don't think you knew yourself. And how can anybody know you, Chantal, when every time we turn around, you're changing your personality, you're changing the way you talk, the way you act, the way you dress with the men you're around. How do we know you? How can we get to know you? We just see a woman who's acting like a chameleon, just changing her colors and changing her personality and her clothing and her voice. And for a dude, you're not showing a true sense of self.
Fully, like you thought you did. Um, so yeah. Canada doesn't have green cards. So yeah. Just take it day by day. Allah will guide you to the truth, whether that be Islam or not for you. Exactly. Exactly, Aisha. It's like it's a personal choice. I don't know how somebody would be villainized for just wearing something. You know what I mean?
It's not the clothing that's the problem. The clothing has never been the problem. It's the person wearing the clothing and how they're behaving while wearing the attire, which is very sacred to the Muslim people and that culture. It's very sacred. And how you're disrespecting the culture and the people by eating with the abaya on and making it all stained, which is horrible. The cursing and the swearing and the raging. Disrespectful. Disrespectful, ma'am. It's not the clothing. Clothing is not the problem. It's done nothing wrong. It's you.
I'm maturing. Yeah, Peach, of course. I don't have to wear this like in the house. I don't have to dress. I can take off my clothing, you know. Um so yeah.
And can I say this to this comment right here? Hootie Tootie says, rip, rip old foodie beauty. Your farts of mac and cheese, food flashes, and dancing like no one is watching will be missed. Anybody that's part of Chantal's chat, and that's what you're hanging around for, to see this person who has an active, raging, out of control eating problem that has never been put in check, that she needs therapy for. If y'all are just hanging around to see her stuff her face, knowing that that's her addiction, I would be, if I were you, I'd be looking at myself in the mirror hard. You get enjoyment of watching an addict go crazy with their addiction on camera. Like that's what you're living for? Really? That's what you're around for. If somebody were on YouTube and they were doing an illicit drug, let's just make up a drug, pink dots. I just come up with a random name, pink dots. If somebody had an addiction to say pink dots, and they say outright, I've got an addiction to pink dots, and they're coming on camera, high out of their mind on pink dots, and they're so high they can barely speak. Would that be funny to you? Wouldn't be funny to me. Watching somebody who's got an out of control addiction, see them get worse and worse and worse. I don't consider that funny. I really, really don't. So all of you feeder fetish idiots in her chat, the ones I remember that when she was doing mukbangs way before Sala, she would be sitting there eating and eating and eating. And those of you in her chat be like encouraging her to eat more food. I still got a problem with y'all. You know, she would literally come right out and say, I'm full, I can't eat anymore. And those of you in her chat be like, oh, eat some ice cream, eat this, eat this, eat this. I wanted to slap every single one of you and ask you what was wrong with you. Like, I get some of you have a feeder addiction, but my God, taking it too far, way too far. So if Chantal doesn't want to do mukbangs on camera anymore, I'm all for that. I've suffered with binge eating. I don't want to see someone else who's got a BED go nuts. It ain't right. It ain't right to have somebody get on camera with an addiction and then other people encourage them to go nuts with that addiction. Just keep it going. It's not right.
So anyway, that's just how it goes. I mean, of course, you know. So yeah, of course, because I say that, everyone's gonna be like making sure I follow all the rules. Anyways,
And you can see some of the people in our chat, there's still some feeder fetish idiots still trying. This person saying, what about drinking gravy? What about it? You want to see somebody drink gravy? Buy your own gravy and drink it your doggone self, idiot.
it's no one's business, right? How people choose to worship. What about drinking gravy? I can drink gravy before 5 a.m. I'm kidding. There's no face of Islam. Everyone's on their like. It's so ridiculous. Like anyone can. You like sober, Chantel? Oh my god. Lightning bug, you're playing dress up. How do you know? Like, what grounds do you have to comment on someone's personal choices? You don't live their life. Are you living with me? Like, you don't know what I go through on a daily basis. You don't know me pretty much at all. So, do they have twisty misties? Yes.
Okay, Bridget says now reaction channels are going to be called Islamophobic. There's nobody in the reaction community that is Islamophobic. Everybody that I've seen has been extremely respectful of the Muslim beliefs and the culture. Extremely respectful.
You can have questions, Anastasia, but I have a right to not answer them, right? I mean, just because I'm in the public eye, I have to answer you all of my personal business. That's absolutely not. Thank you, Suoma. Suomi. Am I saying that right? What about your subs who lip read? Oh, sorry. Maybe I can put captions. Comic book, probably people in the hall. Why are people so concerned about whether or not Sal is going to be sponsored or not? Like, okay, here's the thing there's 8 billion people in the world. Now there are. Why would your soulmate be in your backyard? Like, just because he's from a different country, how do you know he doesn't have people in his family who could sponsor him already? Like, it's not your business. Like, what I do, what we do, how is that any of your business? Like,
You know, let me counterpoint you, Foodie. So if that's true, if Salah has family that could sponsor him, what does he need you for? Because from everything we've seen with the two of you, there's no chemistry. Now, if there was chemistry and there was obvious chemistry, just the way he looked at you and being close to you, I would say, yeah, maybe he really does care for you, but there's none. He's so busy looking in the camera, eye screwing himself. He's not looking at you. He's polite to you at best. Everything that I've seen, he's a smooth operator, and he's in it for something. What this something is, I cannot say. Maybe it is citizenship from you. Maybe it's the little extras that you can give him, like money or whatever else. But it's obviously not love. And it does seem suspicious that this decent looking guy, that within like a month or two of you guys talking, like you're flying over there right away. You guys don't even know each other, and you're getting married. It don't look right. It don't look right at all. And when you get there, there's no chemistry. I mean, it doesn't look right.
Even says we're going to Canada. Like, you have no idea what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Hootie tootie. Technically, I could, yeah. I know, not me. No, boo boo. But she's like revealed herself to be super racist and weird and like super fat shaming. Like, she's like the tea and sass lady's going after like another obese woman, like Hatter House. By the way, I love that channel, Hatter House. Just for like no reason. Like, it's so bad. You know what? I'll pray for you. um,
Liberty Cap says you sound super nervous, like you don't believe what you're saying. Yeah, like she's very breathy right now. Like she's nervous or something's going on.
Foodie Beauty, technically when you take your shahada, Allah will forgive all your previous sins up until the moment you accept Islam. You're like a sinless newborn. Yeah. What about smelling your own breath? Actually, Cal Blanket, it's pretty like open up.
I got news for her. Doing all the garbage that she did, all the things she said, just because you find a different culture and a different belief system and you start to get into that belief system, doesn't mean all the wrong you did gets excused and forgotten. No, it's not how it works.
At the bottom, there's like, it's not too bad. It's not like a mask. Hi, Elizabeth.
Okay, love this super chat. You're going to be in trouble, says, what happened into not needing YouTube? Log off. Bye. Yeah, she said that. She said I could leave anytime, but yet she's not gone.
You have shared your whole life online for years, and now you expect people not to ask questions. No, I'm not being rude. You have a right to ask, but you can't really expect it. Like, it's not my job to share my life. Like, you guys have gotten a lot already, and I have a right to close that off whenever I want. Store's closed, you know?
What she means is when she was in Canada, she did everything she could do to make money. She acted outrageously. She flashed every single part of her privates and her body that she could, to the point where we got desensitized to that. You know, she acted outrageously with the food and then the drugs and her behavior, and she literally hit the ceiling. She ran out of ideas. Ran out of ideas and ways to shock us. There was literally nothing left. So the only thing Chantal could do is go the opposite way, you know, cover up and be more modest. That's why she's doing this. Because she ran the gamut with everything she was doing. She was up 100 miles an hour for over a year until she hit the wall.
I don't understand that comment, sorry. That one either. Why would you make fun of somebody for having crooked fingers? What kind of insult is that? Oh my gosh. Okay. See, like, honestly, I kind of want to like move away from that kind of audience and like just, I don't know, try to just be nicer and better.
Good luck with that. That didn't last long. 2 days after this, and she was reacting to FFG and raging, not just at French Fry Girl, but her audience. She was being a snotty bee to her audience, so that did not last long at all.
I will join her tomorrow. Oh yeah, Sala. Sometimes you don't feel like getting ready for a live stream. Like, I was like, I have to get ready. So maybe Sala doesn't want to either. I don't know. He's just letting me.
Here's another one. Anastasia says, it is your job. You bring it to YouTube and get paid for it. Don't get mad when we ask questions. That's all this is, right? See, the thing is, Chantal wants people to visit her channel, to watch her videos and her live streams, to give her views. And she says, this is her life, right? That's what she said. This is my life. So she wants people to be attentive of her life and to watch her life. You're saying, I want you to be close to me, and yet when people ask questions, suddenly that's a bad thing.
So close my channel? No, I mean, you don't have to watch. And you know what? If I have to just go down to less viewers like I already do, that's fine.
No, it ain't. You're mad about less viewers because that's less money.
I'm not going to like live my life for other people or how other people think my life should be appropriate, you know? How do I have a new personality? Like, this is good for me. This is not a new personality. It's just maybe it is different because a lot of my actions were based on me being high all the time or drunk or just miserable, you know? So, whenever I'm completely sober and removed from a really toxic environment, my life changes. That's how it is. Um, I'm even getting to know myself better. Maybe I'm not that person, you know?
Maybe you are, you just can't be that person in Kuwait. How about that? I'm not saying I want you to go back to being that person, but you cannot say this is who you truly are until you go back home and you've got all those temptations around you, and either you're going to give in or not. We shall see.
Towley. Hi, Jennifer. Here's the thing, Towley, if you can be that, take those substances without it being a problem, but I was abusing it. Hi, Maggie. And I have a different, I know you guys will miss the old beezing me. I mean, we can still hang out and do different things. Instead of sitting on the couch, beezing and being a mess and raging, I want to travel. I want to evolve. I want to do things. I want Salad to be part of it.
Here's a super chat. Sad Big Bird says, if you're so happy, why do you still rage? Good question. If you're so incredibly happy, Chantal, if you're over the moon about being with Salah, you're more at peace in Kuwait, being with him, living differently, why are you still so full of rage? Happy people don't rage, and happy people don't pocket watch reaction channels to see what they're doing. You know what I think? The energy that I'm getting from you right now is that you are sad because you know the money that you could be making back in Canada right now. But because you're in Kuwait, you can't make it. I think you're stressed out about that. You know, there's only so much you can do where you are. You chose to go there, but you're missing out on extra money by not being back home. You know, this is the sacrifice that you made because you made the choice to go be with Salah. You want to be with Salah so bad, you were willing to give up whatever money you could have been making right now. You gave him control to your channel. You made him a mod. He gets to make the rules, even though this is your channel. You've had it for 5 years. You've given him control. Here is the price you pay for letting all that happen.
It's so weird how people want you to stop drinking and now they're not happy. I don't rage, sad Big Bird. Like, where do I rage? Defending myself in the past live stream where I didn't raise my voice once. Compared to Cuba rage, that's a rage. Cow Blanket, why do you focus on Pomeranians when there's other animals? Are you okay with the other animals being holed up or what?
You know what, guys? I know there's like a whole lot left to this live stream, but I want to keep at an hour. So we'll just cut it off here. I think that's fair. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this React video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. We'd surely appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here and have a good one. Bye-bye.